Yes guys, how's it going? Welcome back to a new video. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. Jumping on for a quick video this Sunday lunchtime because it looks like Newcastle are close to signing, I was going to say second player, technically third player of this January transfer window. Garanqual walked in on the 1st of January and it looks like Gordon is done. We've seen photos of him at the training ground, getting his medical done. We've seen him arriving and leaving St James's Park. We've seen him at the Metro Centre, getting himself a new pair of boots for the new season. Our trainers getting photos with loads of fans at the Metro Centre, by the way. It's like things to do when you're in Newcastle. Go to the ground, go to the training ground, go to the Metro Centre. And then we've also, in fairness, now seen images of him signing the contract as well. Now, we are still waiting for Newcastle to officially announce this. But you'd imagine if photos are being leaked of him in the ground, getting his photos done, and then getting the contract signed, you'd imagine it's just taken them a little bit longer to get all the promo done. It is a big signing. It's 45 million, the second most expensive player Newcastle have ever bought behind Isak. They're going to want to make a big thing out of this. They're not just going to start chucking up the photos going, there you go, he's in now. They're going to wait, I imagine, tonight, 5 p.m, 6 p.m. tonight, they'll do the official unveiling of Anthony Gordon. So you could well see me later on today to take a look at what's been said, what the contract is. It's thought 4.5, maybe even 5-year deal for Anthony Gordon. He's a young player. He's 21. We're spending a lot of money on him. We're going to want to put down a decent-sized contract. And then, doing a little bit of what Chelsea have done as well. Obviously, Chelsea are bringing in players on 7-year deals. And I know they're trying to change the rules on that because Chelsea have been a little bit naughty. Or at least, stretched what they can do. You can basically pay the fee off for how long the player's at the club. So if we're bringing in Gordon on a 4-5-year deal, it gives us, 10 million a year rather than having to pay 45 all in one go. So we'll wait to hear on the Gordon one later on today, but it's like buses, isn't it? It felt like nothing had happened all this January window and then boom, we've got the Gordon. Well, the thing with that one was it was the two clubs to agree the fee, wasn't it? Once it was agreed, bang, he's in Newcastle, he's getting the medical done, and it's another player who appears to have been spoken about with Newcastle. There was links back in the summer window, and it is Harrison Ashby, the player that we've been linked with, as I say, since the summer. All this January window, it's being reported by Sky Sports as of this Sunday lunchtime that a fee has now been agreed between Newcastle and West Ham. Dan Ashworth spoke about this in his interview, and I've said it a few times. Dan Ashworth said we would be most active at the end of the window. And the big part of that is, I still believe, same with Gordon, Everton wanted 60 million, we wanted to pay probably less, 30, 35, right, we'll do 40, okay, go. And as soon as it's going, it's quick, it's through, get the deal done, get the medical done. I think it's the same with this Harrison Ashby as well. 21-year-old right-back from West Ham. The Sky Sports are now reporting that an agreement has been made. The bid is in. West Ham have accepted it. And it's said to be around 3 million. Right-back seems to be a position that Eddie Howe has been looking at throughout this entire January window. We've been linked with a few different right-backs. Obviously, Trippier is the man. Trippier has just signed himself a new 1-year extension on his contract. So we've got years to come of Trippier playing at right back. Then you look behind him. I don't think Eddie Howe fancies Manquillo. We really haven't seen much of him at all this season. You look at Crafty. In fairness to Kraft, under Steve Bruce, was having a nightmare. And then Eddie Howe comes in and he's turned him into Cafu. He was really good. He had the injury. There's a question mark around if we are bringing a new right back in. You'd imagine he goes ahead of Crafty because he's young and we want to try and build him up. Does that mean Crafty could leave in the summer? We don't really know yet, but there was a clear decision that this January window we wanted to try and bring in a right back, and Harrison Ashby, as I've mentioned, is someone we've been looking at since the summer. It's interesting with him because his contract with West Ham ends this summer. And it's understood that he's actually been telling West Ham since last summer that he wouldn't sign a new deal, that he would leave if he wasn't sold. So that's the thing, and I think this is probably one of the deals Dan Ashworth was alluding to, because realistically, West Ham have got to sell him. They've got to sell him this January, or he walks on a free in the summer. Now, it was understood that David Moyes wanted to keep him. They didn't want him to leave, and I think possibly in the summer, they thought to themselves, give ourselves a little bit more time, we can try and convince him to sign a new deal. And as reported by Sky Sports, it hasn't worked out that way. Where people were even talking about it, if we didn't get him this January, don't worry about it. We'll get him on a free in the summer. But if we can bring in that extra player for, you know, the price of 3 million, you know, for a young, like 21-year-old, you know, same age as Gordon, come in and build him up and get him to learn behind Trippier over the next year or so. Try and get him involved in a little bit of game time. You know, I don't think it will be a Grand Kowal where he'll go with the under-21s. I think this is a first-team signing. This is a first-team squad signing to come in and get involved. And that's the thing, you know, it's clear from the signings we've made so far through Dan Ashworth and Eddie Howe that we want young, exciting talents. You know, and fair enough, we have gone and broke the bank a little bit on Gordon, but I think what they like to do is try and bring in some young talents for, you know, reasonable fees, rather than in, you know, every year, 2 years' time, 3 years' time, right, we're going to have to break the bank again, break the bank again, break the bank again. Be smart about it. Try and be smart and bring in somebody now for 3 million. You know, if we can train him up behind Trippier, get him involved, get him a bit of game time, 2-3 years' time, could be worth 10, 15, 20 million. And we've saved ourselves the money. It's great for FFP. It's great for the club. I think it's a good look for the club as well. It's fair that we've got money. And it's great that we could go out and get in an Isak and bring in a Gordon this January. But it's also quite cool and smart to kind of be clever with the money as well, and actually, like, trying to earn kind of that price tag, go out and bring him in on cheap and try and build him up. So yeah, we're still waiting for the official confirmation on Gordon. I reckon that'll be later on tonight. If it is, I'll probably jump back on and talk about it a little bit more. But yes, it's understood that very quickly, in the space of 2 days, we've had 2 bids accepted. Harrison Ashby looks to be the next one, and I would not be surprised to see a few photos of him entering the entering the training ground tomorrow. And who knows, maybe even at St James's Park to get a contract signed on him as well. It's one that's been rolling on for a long time, but it's understood the deal has now been agreed. We're just waiting to see if we spot him outside of the training centre very, very soon. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Look out for hopefully seeing the Anthony Gordon reveal later on tonight. And as I said, look out for the video, because I'll probably jump on and talk a little bit about that more, what's the contract, and a few more details as well. So if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be a busy few days as we have the lead up to the second leg of the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. All right, guys, and the end of the window. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.